The dream of a 2-hour commute, 2-hour trip between the Inland Empire and Las Vegas is one step closer to reality as the high-speed rail project has landed a $3 billion federal grant that puts it on track to be up and running by 2028, just in time for the Olympics in Los Angeles. Rachel Uranga is a staff writer for the LA Times covering transportation and mobility, and she joins me now with more. Rachel, it's good to see you. It's been some time since you've joined us at 6 o'clock. What do we know about this $3 billion grant and the timeline for the Vegas project?
Sure. Well, Brightline West is a private company that asked the Biden administration for $3.7 billion. They got it a little short of what they asked for. And the train is going to go from Rancho Cucamonga. It's an electrified train. It's going to go up to about 200 miles an hour. They will go from Rancho Cucamonga up to Vegas Strip, the South Vegas Strip, and it's supposed to cost about $12 billion. They say they can pay the rest with capital and private bonds.
Okay, so this is the trip from the Inland Empire to Vegas. Then there's also the trip, the long-awaited trip from Los Angeles up to the Bay Area. The governor also saying this week that the state was granted almost $3.1 billion, I think, for the high-speed rail connecting LA to San Francisco. Where does that stand? Will that ever come to fruition?
Well, that's going to be a much longer timeline. But what this $3 billion is supposed to do, it's supposed to pay for a 119-mile stretch in the Central Valley. It would be part of the first leg of the high-speed rail that's expected to start operating in 2030, 2033, somewhere in that timeline. And it wouldn't even, the stretch runs from Merced to Bakersfield, but it wouldn't be able, they don't have enough money yet to construct that full stretch, but they can get some of the design there. Like I said, it would only be about 119 miles of a 171-mile stretch.
Okay,
so about 50. Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off there. So in our conversation, we're just talking about $6+ billion in funding, right? And you mentioned it's going to cost this many more billions. When people hear about this, it's just like, is this all taxpayer funded? Where does all this money come from? It seems like a waste since nothing's happened really.
Well, high-speed rail is definitely, as you know, cost a lot more than it came out to begin with. It's now, the price tag is now at about $100 billion to go from Los Angeles to San Francisco, and that date stretches further and further out into the future. I may not be alive to see the end of it, and neither may you. I don't know. But certainly the cost of this stretch from Merced to Bakersfield has also shot up recently to about $35 billion.
There's a lot of billions that we're talking about. If and when these projects are completed, I mean, maybe we won't be alive, to your point, to see it. What do we see the impact being on the average commuters? Because it would take drivers off the roads.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, if you look at other countries, when you saw rail going in, you saw people's trips by airplane being reduced. So the promise of high-speed rail going from big city to big city is really exciting for a lot of people who watch transportation, because they see that is the one place where you can really make a difference and get those traffic choked freeways eased, and maybe even the airport's a little less congested.
Okay, well, we appreciate all your reporting. One of her recent articles is on this very topic. It's the headline, SoCal to Vegas in 2 hours. High-speed rail comes closer to reality with a $3 billion award. Rachel Uranga with the LA Times, thank you so much for being with me tonight.
Thanks a lot. Take care.